in today's world, like for eons we've had relationships. Now we have something called situationships, right? Basically, the definition is a romantic or sexual relationship that is not considered to be established or formal. Basically, what we used to call it back in the day was friends with benefits. That's what we used to call it, right? I come from a different generation. Now, when I look at this, it kind of, what I can conclude from this is that we are living in a time where people don't want to commit. Commitment is the biggest fear here. That's why situationships work now, right? They're the modern day, you could say Gen Z relationship idea. Why are people today finding it difficult to commit? And when it is commitment in any part of your life that lends meaning to whatever that you want to do. What do you think?
It sounds like there's two extreme scenarios, right? Either you commit to it, you want to hold it so hardly because it's coming from fear, which is like, what if this person doesn't commit and I might be the sign of failure in front of the society. On the other side, I don't want to commit yet because I may fail. So let me find the perfection first and then I would go and commit.
Okay.
So somewhere or other, they're just finding a way out to not taking self-responsibility towards the action. It's okay to fail in a relationship. It's okay to have multiple access because you are growing from there. That doesn't mean that you just have to stay in there for so long, having multiple partners, not being genuine to you, not knowing what you really wanted. But either they blame the other person or the situation. Mostly they don't blame the other person. They blame the situation actually to be staying in a situationship. So that no one to be blamed. I just blame the situation. It just happened to be like that. Yeah.
But what do you think, based on your experience and your knowledge, are the impacts to an individual when they get into many non-committal relationships in their life?
I was one of them.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was one of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Time to reveal the secret.
So much. Yeah.
So much, yeah. So, I was always wondering what is the best relationship, right? So what is the best relationship? I was in one-sided relationship. I was in marriage. I was in a affair. I was in situationships.
My goodness,
right?
man.
So
you have the CV.
So I have the CV, yes. Friends with benefits too.
Friends with benefits
too, right? So all of this leads to a point of basically I was not understanding my masculine energy. So I was not understanding that I am enough to be with the women. I am enough to be connected with the woman, and I am enough to be appreciated. So that appreciation is the part is missing these days. So that appreciation is transforming into a blame. So because you don't get appreciated, you started blaming this because of these people. I am like this.
I became like this. Yeah.
Right. So, and also you will be escaping. Situationship is very simple. You will be escaping either by saying that my relationship is not good, or you will be saying that my health is not good now, or you will be saying that my money is not good now. So that's the reason I am not committing to you. But in reality, all this, who's that one person is in the middle? It's me. First, I needed to know who am I. If I don't know who am I, I'm going to always be in a place and then the whole world is against me. The whole world is always blaming me. So I will going to victimize myself. So that's coming from a victim personality where we tend to victimize ourselves and we tend to tell a lot of story about ourselves that this is the reason I'm being in a situationship.
Now, isn't it, I'll be honest as well. I'm approaching 40 now. So back in the day, I too was in a lot of relationships. Anyway, high five, buddy. There we go. Now, the thing is, I've noticed, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong. There are two kinds of guys I've noticed, right? One of them is the kind of guy when he's in university, when he's in secondary school. These are the guys you will see that have relationship with one woman. They will sing a song to that girl if they could, write poems. They adore that girl, right? These guys, when they end up getting married, are more likely to have an affair, to cheat, because now they're in a position where they're earning, they have money, now they have ample choice, right? And I knew this one guy, a friend of mine, I won't mention his name. He may not know I'm talking about him. But in uni, he was like devoted to this one girl. Oh, I love you. I want to marry you. Then when he ends up working, he ends up having an affair. But on the flip side, there's another type of guy who during uni, during college, which is me, basically, I'm saying, had a lot. High five again. High five again. There we go. I had a lot of relationships. I was in and out of relationships and all that. But when I realized at one point, like, okay, I want to get married, I want to be committed, boom, nothing else happened. I said, okay, I've had enough of this life. I came from a time when I hated that life. I said, okay, I've had enough of it. I'm in my 30s now, time to grow up. Okay, thank you very much for the clubs and the parties and the women. Now time to focus on family. So do you think that the problem also is that some men don't know who they are between these two? And if they are and they don't get it out of their system when they're young. So when they're older, they go back to that.
Basically, the reason is lust.
Yeah. So to purge it out of you, you have to go through that.
The reason is lust. Why that reason is happening as a lust? Because that man is coming from a place of always competing in all his life. Because he's always been in a competition to achieve the goal. He's always been a competitor.
Proving
right?
worthy. Proving their worthiness.
Proving their worthiness. Right? So he's always trying to prove. First, he's trying to prove to the girl, and then he's trying to prove to the parents, and then he's trying to prove to the world that I'm in a good job. So all these places he's proved, he has proven he's competitive enough. Right? Now, what is next?
I guess more women.
That is how the society norms telling you that more women is better for a man. Right? So it's because that voice, he never heard of it. Because he's too focused and he's too busy in creating the competition, and he never heard of that voice which says that, more women is the best. Right? So, but it's not actually. So both of them are in a place of lower vibration energy than love, where you're always having an anger or fear, or you have a judgment, or you have a low self-esteem. All these gaps are he's feeling, but he's hiding it underneath him.
Okay.
It's hiding as a personality, which is like he always could have those desire, which is the intimacy, but he never experienced it. And he doesn't have a variety in his life. So
that's why he goes out seeking many women as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Adding on that point, right? Whatever he said, guilt, competition is basically the lower frequency of brain waves. So you have frequency.
Don't be so mean.
Huh? No. This is something that we really needed to understand, right? On the flip side of it, when we study about the brain and the waves, right? There are emotions which generate levels of frequency. And the lower frequency is the competition and lust. And you go further, there will be anger, hatred, guilt, shame, unworthiness. And the highest frequency is love and more love. So if this person is experiencing shame, guilt, unworthiness since their childhood time with their primary care itself, who is their parents, these brain waves is something very default to them, immune to them. These emotions are immune to them. That is your normal personality. Whereas love is higher level. It doesn't have judgment. It doesn't have hatred, anger. So when they experience love, it could be something alien. They don't even know what is that.
Okay.
So staying in anger, hatred, judgment, competition, lust could be normal.
Okay. So how do you elevate through the brainwaves then? How do you go higher?
You memorized this emotion. You got to be unmemorizing this emotion and understanding that this was part of my life. Now, how can I connect myself with love? So it's nothing but just unmemorizing this emotion.
That's easy for me. I was never a good student. It's very easy to unmemorize things.